Hello, my name is Jonathan Kanono. I'm the team leader at Jonathan Holdings Limited, where we get to serve you. So if you have a financial challenge, if you have a money problem, if you want to scale up your business, we have you sorted. And you can always check us out at www.thejonakiholdings.com for money solutions. We are located in Tinda as our headquarters and at Mulago Business Center as our branch. Enjoy this video. I'm glad to have you for yet another interesting topic titled Lending Based on Your Risk Appetite. So you could be lending as an individual. Probably have a money lending institution, you have a microfinance institution. You could be lending as a SACCO, probably as a group. You could be lending probably as OBs and OGs that came together, 3 of you or 5 of you, and say, look, how about we start lending? So I want to speak to you about lending based on your risk appetite. I'll start as an individual because most of the entrepreneurs start as solo because no one wants to associate with you because you're too risky and probably you're too ambitious. So as an individual, if you've been lending and you have your particular risk appetite, you could have been, most of the entrepreneurs, generally based on data and literature, is most of the entrepreneurs are risk takers. So if you've been lending as one individual and probably it's a single member company and you've been running for some time, time comes when you actually have to protect yourself from the business. Why? Because at a certain point you're a risk to your business. You're a big risk to your business. But also time comes when the knowledge that you have in lending caps up. For example, if you started at 10 million and probably grew your business to 10 billion, it could be because probably your background is ICT or probably your background is chemical engineering, like I am. And probably at a certain point that you've reached, you need someone who is specialized and highly qualified to actually manage an entity that you have actually grown. So you need to shield yourself from the business. Why? Because you started that business as a risk taker. But time comes when your extent of taking risk exposes your business, which exposes the capital that you actually have at hand. So then you have to devise means. One of the means that you can actually devise is probably instituting a board. And then you're paying this board, yes, granted, but also you should be able to hit what it is that they actually tell you to do. Because some of the entrepreneurs have the fallacy of saying, you know what, I have a board, I'm paying these guys. Even after advising you, you actually do contrary to what they have advised. Then you'll have wasted the money that you're actually paying your board, but also you're exposing your business. Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you'll actually ultimately close. Because closing, I kid you not, you'll close. So you need to institute a board or institute people that you actually hold in high esteem to say, you know what, they can tell you, you know what, Jonan, please don't open another branch. Jonan, please keep it local. Don't go international yet. Jonan, please first close gap A, B, C, D, E, F, G before you think about scaling up. Jonan, please do A, B, C, D before you do E, F, G. You need such kind of people. And it even comes way better if you're just starting. Because when they come at a certain point when you've grown a business to a particular level, you will have the pride of thinking, where were these guys when I was growing this business from the worth of probably 10 million Uganda shillings to a worth of probably 10 billion Uganda shillings now, where it is at. Do they think they understand this business that I do? I've been running this thing for a while. Those are some of the questions, and I'm speaking from the practical point of view, because there are some of the questions that I was asking myself. But I can't tell you how the board actually came to help me, because sometimes I would actually look at some of the property. You have some money on the account of the company account, and probably there's a property that you think is cheap or probably affordable, and then you divert company money to real estate. You're buying property. But you see, you're not in the business of real estate. You're in the business of lending. You're going to spread yourself thin, and before you know it, clientele is going to come for money, and you don't have the money to give them. So had you had someone to shield you from that exposure, you'd actually have concentrated in your lane, and you'd have served your clientele rather than investing in real estate. Time might come probably because you have a stash of cash, and they can tell you, you know what, based on where you're at, you can invest probably 10% of the capital that you have at hand in real estate. And probably they guide you on how you can invest in real estate. And then even then, you can institute your board based on that area that you want to actually specialize in as well. And then probably have a real estate guru on your board. But if you have to keep by yourself, to make decisions by yourself as an entrepreneur, time comes when your exposure of your business is too high. So as a lending institution or as a company or as an individual, you need to know your risk appetite and see how you can protect yourself from the business, because sometimes you're a big risk to your business. You can curtail the growth of your business based on the knowledge that you have, based on the information that you have, based on the expertise that you have, based on your qualifications that you have, but also based on your risk appetite. Now, let's go to this other category of lenders. There could be SACCOs or a group of people. Now, if we come 2-3 people together and put our money together, we have different risk appetites. You might find that I'm a risk taker, but my colleague is probably risk averse. And probably the other one is risk neutral. Now, you have to cater for the interests of the 3 people if you have to be in the business of lending. So that means you actually have to lend with a mind of taking care of the risk capital of the 3 categories of people. Because there's risk neutral, risk averse, and the risk taker. And you see, you brought this money together, probably, each one of you contributing equally. So how do you go about it? That means if you've been taking risk as an individual, now that you're a group of people, more than one person, that means you actually have to take secured lending. I'll give you an example. There's one client who came to Janaki Holdings Limited at our main headquarters in Intinda. He says, what? The guy was actually 75 years old, and he came for a facility. He had a brand new RAV4. But when you looked at his bank statement, oh my gosh, the last money he had ever received was 100,000 Ghana shillings. And this was like, 3 months ago. So we asked this Mzee, but Mzee, yes, we understand that you have a collateral. But now what we do? Because you have a collateral, but your financial statement is not as good. It's not healthy. So it is a risk on our end to actually give you the money. And then the Mzee tells us, of course, he had come with the daughter, and tells us, guys, my car can secure the money that I want. All I need is the money. But you see, if it were other lenders, they would have actually pushed forward and lent to this Mzee. But you see, ultimately, what collects the money or what pays the money is not the collateral. Because as I earlier shared in one of the videos, you look it up, is that you need to clash with as few clients as possible. Because every client that you clash with goes and spreads bad image, bad message about you. And before you know it, that's how the name of the money lenders has been tainted. Why? Because there are some guys who do kwara work and they don't assess, because they are eyeing interest before they assess if the person has the capacity to actually pay back. Because you're helping the client. There's some of the clients that need our help. You see, by denying them the money, you're actually helping them, because they're going to lose their collateral. So we had to sit down with Mzee and tell him, Mzee, it is not the car that is going to pay. Because if you have to push the car to pay for this facility, that means you're going to lose the car. We shall be benefiting, yes, but you will be at a loss. Why? Because by the time we force the car to pay us, we shall be foreclosing on the car. We shall be selling the car. And then you lose it. But you see, if you assess your financial capacity and assess your ability to pay, and you actually can ably pay, that means you're just putting your collateral as a by the way. Just for security reasons, just to give us confidence, just to give us, confidence that you actually, the assurance that you can actually pay. But ultimately, what pays your ability to pay? It's a cash flow. It's a bank statement. So we sat down with Mzee and told him, you're going to go to another lender. Yes, they will give you money, but you're going to lose that collateral. And then before you know it, you're in the courts of the law. And before you know it, you're clashing. And before you know it, the Mzee, the pressure has risen. And you see what has killed him? It is his own car that he bought probably with his pension money. So if you have group lenders, and different people have different risk appetites, to cater for the interests of the risk averse and probably the risk neutral, you need to probably step it up. If you've been lending to more risky clients, you've been lending to non-secured, that means time is now to think the lending strategy that you have at hand. It could be now that you have to think about lending to only secured clients, to only secured money, to probably clients who have land titles or have car logbooks. Then you'll have catered for the interests of all the proprietors of the business, all the directors of the business, the risk averse, the risk neutral, and the risk taker. So if you've been learning and you do not know your risk appetite and you've been a single person, you need to get someone to tie your hands up, because if you're a risk taker, you're going to crash that business. The exposure is too much. But also, if you're group lenders, if you're 3 directors and you have different risk appetites, now could be the time to transition from non-secured lending to secured lending. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned 1 or 2 things and then go and implement, because that's when you're going to benefit from the same. Thank you for watching, and God richly bless you. You can comment, you can like, you can subscribe, but also you can highlight what it is that you want me to talk about, because some of the topics are birthed from such. Thank you. You can always check us out at www.thejonakeyholdings.com. Thank you, blessings, and see you in my next video. Thank you for tuning in. Go and implement. Meet you at the top.